A very good afternoon. Welcome to Africa Today. I am Peace Ogenegbawe. First, let's talk the headlines. On the headlines, Buhari inaugurates airlifting of 2022 intending pilgrims. Guinea-Bissau president names new government. Still on headlines, opposition vows unrest for Ramaphosa over corruption allegations. On sport, Salah wins 2022 PFA award. Now the news in detail. A total of 43,000 Nigerian intending pilgrims have been inaugurated for airlifts to Saudi Arabia for the 2022 Hajj exercise. Recall that the exercise has not been conducted in the last 2 years following the outbreak of COVID-19 pandemic. Inaugurating the maiden flight at the International Airport Maiduguri, Nigeria's President Muhammadu Buhari, who was represented by the Borno State Governor Babagana Zulum, said the president noted that due to the COVID-19 pandemic, the exercise was banned in 2020, while in 2021, the exercise was restricted to Saudi citizens only. The president further said that Nigeria was facing a lot of challenges and urged the intending pilgrims to pray for Nigeria to overcome the security challenges and for successful transition of power come 2023. Moving away from that story of civil rule. The Minister of Information and Culture, Lai Mohammed, said this on Thursday in Abuja at a briefing to announce the activities lined up to commemorate this year's Democracy Day. The minister also said that after the annulment of the 1993 elections, which brought Nigeria to the brink, the country was on military for another 6 years. He said that with the return to democracy in 1999, the country has not witnessed any military incursion. Earlier, the minister announced that the press briefing kick-started activities for 2022 Democracy Day celebration, adding that it would be followed by a public lecture and Jumat would be a ceremonial parade at the Eagle Square starting at 9 a.m.
The annulment we are doing today to celebrate that day.
In describing the level of preparedness for the upcoming Ekiti and Osun State elections, which seem to be taking shape, the Nigeria Police Force has deployed 17,374 policemen to the state. The Inspector General of Police, IGP Usman Baba, disclosed this to journalists, noting that the policemen have been deployed for the forthcoming elections. Responding to the recent kidnap and release of the Methodist Church prelate, His Eminence Samuel Kanu Uche, the IGP said no to submit candidates without running mates, saying such nominations would outrightly be declared invalid. Speaking at a meeting with resident electoral commissioners, that is REX, on Thursday in Abuja, INEC Chairman Mahmoud Yakubu said candidates who did not emerge through democratic nomination processes would not also be accepted.
Commission primaries, as provided by Section 84 of the Electoral Act 2022, shall be submitted to the Commission. Similarly, the list of presidential and governorship candidates and deputy governorship candidates without which the
nominated activities, particularly the ongoing continuous voter registration, that is the CVR exercise, and the submission of the list of candidates by political parties. On voter registration, INEC boss said as the deadline for the suspension of the current exercise approaches, the Commission has received reports of a surge in the number of prospective registrants who daily throng its state and local government area offices, as well as designated centers in many states across the country. When the news returns, news from other parts of West Africa. Do stay with us. Welcome back. A hospital in the Cameroonian city of Mamfe has been razed to the ground in an arson attack. All 45 patients at the district hospital were safely transferred to another facility and there were no deaths. According to the local administration and Doctors Without Borders, they call the fire an unprecedented attack on a hospital of vital importance that will have a major impact on people in a region where access to healthcare has already been gravely impacted by years of violence. It is not clear who was behind the attack, but local media suspect that it was the work of English-speaking separatists who want to break away from the French-speaking majority. 5 years of violent conflict between Anglophone separatists and government soldiers has seen both sides accused of abuses, while more than 6,000 people have been killed and 700,000 others displaced. Earlier this month, Cameroonian soldiers killed 9 civilians, including a baby in Misong, northwest region, according to the Defense Ministry. Of the new government are scheduled to take oath of office on Friday. They were selected from political formations such as Social Renewal Party, that is PPR, Movement for Democratic Alternance, that is MADEM G15, and Assembly of the United People, Democratic Party of Guinea-Bissau, APU-PDGB. The APU-PDGB is led by Prime Minister Nuno Gomes Nambiam. The new cabinet will have 23 ministers and 12 secretaries of state. Meanwhile, the African Party for the Independence of Guinea-Bissau, that is PAIGC, is the country's main opposition party and previously said there was a possibility it would join the new government. It is, however, not included. This is Africa Today on Hills TV. We move to other parts of Africa after this break. Do stay with us. Welcome back. Security officers forcibly removed members of the Economic Freedom Fighters, that is the EFF party, from South African Parliament. The forces had heckled President Cyril Ramaphosa during a speech and called him to step down pending a criminal investigation into allegations that he had covered up a theft from his rural game farm.
Members of Parliament, there will be no rest for Cyril in this house. He must know his life is going to become uncomfortable because we can't use this honorable house to cover up his money laundering activities.
Despite Thursday's inclusion of MPs, the MPs are determined to question the president. Babalwa Methulelwa, member of South Africa's Parliament, Economic Freedom Fighters Party, says the South African leader was trying to present the annual budget for his office when he was confronted to searing comments on the allegations of kidnapping and corruption. The scandal has proved a major blow to Ramaphosa's image as a leader committed to stamping out corruption in South Africa. And now to another story. Mozambique has unanimously elected on Thursday as a non-permanent member of United Nations Security Council. In the African and Asian Pacific group, Mozambique received 190 votes and will succeed Kenya. It's the first time the Portuguese-speaking country occupies the seat. Within the 2 other regional groups, Ecuador, Japan, Malta and Switzerland were also elected. They will replace India, Ireland, Kenya, Mexico and Norway. The new non-permanent members of the UN Security Council 2024. Mozambican President Filipe Nyusi said that his country will try to contribute to building peace in the world, advocating dialogue and multilateralism. The Security Council. And now in Algeria, the president, Abdelmadjid Tebboune, hosted his Venezuelan counterpart, Nicolas Maduro, in Algiers on Thursday. The South American leader arrived in the North African nation on Wednesday evening on a 2-day working and friendship visit. Both countries agreed to reinforce their economic cooperation, and Tebboune announced at a joint press statement that direct flights between Algiers and Caracas would soon be launched. Algeria and Venezuela are members of the OPEC oil cartel, and their governments expressed their wish to work more closely on fields like oil and gas. Maduro announced that Algeria-Venezuela Joint High-Level Commission would be reactivated to draw up a new map of cooperation for both countries' prosperity. Moving forward in that direction, Nicolas Maduro said the Algerian-Venezuela Joint Level Commission would be drawn up. Maduro's visit to Algeria follows a visit in Turkey. This is still Africa Today on Hills TV. Up next is Business News. At Nations Airport. This is coming against the backdrop of complaints by travelers of being shortchanged following poor measuring facilities. The Federal Ministry of Industry, Trade and Investment also advised the Federal Airports Authority of Nigeria, that is FAN, to recalibrate some of the weighing machines across the various airports in the country. The exercise was undertaken by the Weights and Measures Department of the FMITI at the Murtala Muhammad International Airport, MMIA, Lagos. Speaking on the sideline of the exercise, the Director, Weights and Measures Department of the Ministry, Hassan Ejibunu, said the exercise was in response to public complaints of alleged manipulation of weighing equipment at the airport. Ejibunu noted that the exercise was also to protect the interest of the travelers and assure them of accurate weighing. Senegal's President, Macky Sall, who is currently African Union's chairperson, has urged Ukraine to remove mines from the port of Odessa to ease grain exports. Sall said this in an interview with French media outlets, adding that he had received assurances from President Vladimir Putin that Russia would not attack Odessa. The AU head said that without the resumption of exports, Africa, which is highly dependent on Ukrainian and Russian grain imports and fertilizers, will not be able to do so. Russia and Ukraine account for 29% of global wheat supplies. And Sall, who is currently in France, where he is on Friday expected to ask his French counterpart Emmanuel Macron to push for the lifting of EU sanctions on Russia over its invasion of Ukraine. The World Bank has approved an additional financing of $145 million International Development Association that over the last decades, the urban population of Ghana grew substantially, with more than 56% of the population resided in urban areas in 2021. Still to come, sports.
Good afternoon and welcome to Sports News and Africa Today. I am Ayenan Lubem. Now to Sports News. Super Eagles defender William Troost Ekong is hopeful that he won't have to miss much time after an injury scare against Sierra Leone. The defender had to be removed from Thursday's 2023 after past 10 minutes from time. The Watford centre-back is now facing a race to be fit for Nigeria's away clash against Sao Tome and Principe on Monday. has admitted his team gave the Super Eagles too much respect in their 2023 Africa Cup of Nations qualifier at the Moshood Abiola Stadium in Abuja, Nigeria's capital city. The Leon Stars started the game on the strong foot, with Jonathan Morrissey putting them ahead in the 11th minute following a superb cross from Musa Kamara. Kauka accepted the Super Eagles were the better side in the game, but insisted some of his teammates were intimidated by the three-time African champions. With a team void of Salah power, Egypt has succumbed to a rude shock as Ethiopia thrashed them 2-0 on Thursday in 2023 Africa Cup of Nations, that is AFCON qualifying series. Egypt lacked several other injured first choices, but were still expected to secure maximum Group D points in neutral Malawi against opponents 108 places lower in the rankings. The quick Ethiopians forward repeatedly to places due to torrential pre-match rain. Ethiopia was forced to play in Lilongwe because, like 16 other countries competing in the Professional Footballers Associations, that is PFA awards, more than once after a season in which he scored 23 goals in the Premier League, tied for the first with Tottenham's Son Heung-min, and had a league-leading 14 assists. Salah also achieved the League Cup and FA Cup success with Liverpool, but lost Champions League and Africa Cup of Nations titles. PFA members vote for the winners of each award, choosing the player they feel have put in the best performances all year.
Thank you, Lubem. Now to the rest of the news. An attempt by some criminals to move in 463 bags of illicit substances suspected to be cannabis sativa, popularly called marijuana, through the sea has been foiled by the Nigerian Navy. Commander NNS Crafts Commodore Malami Aruno made the disclosure yesterday and explained that on sighting the naval patrol boat, the suspect jumped into a speedboat and sped off. This followed the interception of a boat laden with marijuana worth 500 million naira during a routine sea patrol conducted by personnel of the Nigerian Navy attached to the Nigerian Navy Special Boat Services off Lagos Fairway Buoy. And that's Africa Today, but before we go, here are the headlines again. We told you that Nigeria's president has inaugurated airlifting of 2022 intending pilgrims for the first time in 2 years. Guinea-Bissau president has named new government. The opposition party has vowed unrest for Ramaphosa over corruption allegations. And on sports, Salah wins 2022 PFA award. Remember to visit us on Facebook at Hills TV, Instagram at Hills TV. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Hills TV. I am Peace Ogenegbawe. Thank you for watching.